Is it really the end of the BBL butt lift, butt augmentation? Recent pictures of Kim and Khloe have shown a reduction. Is that possible? Can you just get the fat sucked out? What could this be? Is it the end of an era, or are we being tricked? We're going to talk about what can be used. People putting glue in there, people putting silicone. What about the procedure? How has it evolved? Is it safe? What is the trend? And what is the progression? Do you remember the famous picture of Kim Kardashian? I think it was 2014, popping the champagne bottle and the champagne going into the glass on her buttock. That was the start of everything, and the aesthetic industry has made hundreds of millions of dollars. The Kardashians have been seen, Khloe and Kim, with smaller buttocks lately. The trend started, if you see her pictures around 2009, 2010, 2011, and then you see the buttock grow, and then it seemed to peak around 2019, and now maybe it's over. Just like lips, just like breasts, are now we seeing a trend? And this would be a reversal of the trend where 24 women recently delayed a plane for 2 hours because they came from the Caribbean. They were wheelchaired into the plane because they were getting their butt lifts down there. And if this is the end of the trend, how could you tell if someone had an implant removed? What are the options? Let's dive in today. Okay, so if there is this trend, is it even possible? Could you get the butt lift, the BBL, reversed? Well, to understand it, let's dive into what can be used. Number one is fat. It's great because you can liposuction out, you can put the fat back. The death rate in the way it's done now is not the 1 in 1,300 and some that it was. So 1 in 1,300 people died from the procedure. The fat was put deeper near the big vessels that go to the lungs, and you get a pulmonary embolus, it's instant death. It happened. And that's a devastating thing for an aesthetic procedure that's optional. So when this trend was created, not only did it create millions, hundreds of millions for the industry, but it also created side effects like death. We have to think about that. It's very important. So fat, could it be removed? Yes. So you could liposuction out, but you could end up then with loose skin. What else though could be removed? If you see someone with a big buttock and all of a sudden it's not anymore, an implant. Okay, an implant, boom, it's simple. You go through the incision. And the problem with a butt implant, the incision's pretty big. There's many problems. It can move around. There's lines of demarcation so you can see it. It looks good in clothing. It does look good. You get the exact projection you want. You don't have to worry about the fat taking because it's made of a material that isn't going to reduce. But you would see a scar. And would you get sag? Yes, very similar if you take breast implants out. So this all bodes well for sculptra, something that we do to tighten the skin that's a synthetic product, but you need a lot of it, and that's expensive. You cannot reverse that. Hyaluronic acid filler, it's used especially Eastern Europe. I see big vats of it. Could it be used? Yes. Could it be reversed? Yes. But it's unlikely it's used in this country. And then you get into bad things. PMMA should not be used in the buttock, in my opinion. That would be Bellafill. It's approved in this country, FDA approved for the face, for a couple areas like acne scars and nasolabial folds. It's very expensive to do a buttock in this country, but if you go to other countries, PMMA is cheap. It's like silicone, it's like glue, it's like caulking. All those things have been put into buttocks. They can't be removed. Very dangerous. Those are the crazy pictures you see of ulcers, granulomas, all those things. So the butt implant and the fat, they could be removed and reversed. Hyaluronic acid filler, unlikely to be that. In this country, to get that, it would cost you $100, $200, $300, $400,000 in filler to get it in the US. So it can be reversed. This could be a thing. So is it the end of an era, and why? Why do I think it's the end of an era? Well, number one, actually, the fat transfers, a lot of them in bikinis, in small clothing, they often don't look that great. There's irregularities, there's cellulite, and often as people age, they get sag, and the sag occurs where you don't want it, in the lower buttock area. It has that diaper look. Doesn't look good. I'll personally be happy if the trend ends or becomes very subtle. Things like Sculptra are indeed expensive, but they tighten the skin, they make it perfectly nice and smooth. And if people are realistic, fat looks great because there's a lot of stem cells in fat. But when you start overloading a buttock, the look for many people isn't good. I can see the trend totally going to reverse. I think a nice moderate look is something to go for, but that overdone look, almost like a big diaper. If you look in this picture, Kim, this was at the max that I've seen it. This is a dramatic result. Now, pregnancy may have been involved, weight gain may have been involved, and understand this, when you move fat, let's say you take belly fat and you move it to the face, you move it to the buttock in this case, it acts like belly fat. So hormonal changes affect that fat similar to the fat from where it came. So when hormones change or estrogen goes up and down, which happens during pregnancy or during menopause, that fat's going to respond like it does. What happens to women during menopause is they get a shift in where the fat sits. As women will tell you, it's not fair. It sits where they don't want to in the midsection. So the fat can fluctuate like that. And I do think if you look at these recent pictures, here's one of Kim, and then we'll show one of Khloe here. You can see that there are reductions in size. As you know now, most likely, if it was something like Sculptra, of course, it's going to wear off over time. I do a lot of that, and it does last a long time, 5 to 7 years. And most people are spending anywhere from 15 grand up. It's the most most amount of vials I've done is 100 at one time, which is a lot, and it's a lot of money. But if you don't have fat, you don't have a lot of options, especially if you don't want an implant. And especially males. Males go for this. Bodybuilders, people who work out, who had a nice buttock and now they're in their 60s, 70s, they're getting sag too. So it's not just females doing it. But that would wear off naturally, or fat removal, or if you see a scar ever on a picture, it could be simply an implant taken out. Like breasts, like lips, we're seeing the trends change, and I believe that it has become so common that people have it that it's not a thing anymore. And when things aren't a thing, it's not a status symbol, and we, unfortunately, follow influencers, and it's a small group at the top, and whatever they do, it sells, it goes, it works. Do you think it's the end? Are you happy about it? I want to know your thoughts. Here's a complete video of things you can do at home to keep your skin and body healthy, and one down here on cellulite and the Sculptra butt lift. Keep skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.